with Friends Podcast.
Welcome to Crashing with Friends podcast. Today we have Bo Kane,
Hey, it's good to be here.
Connor Hobbs,
Hey.
Kyle Hobbs,
What's up, Jackson?
and myself, Jackson Brayman. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Kyle, how's your week going?
Let's start with Connor. Connor, how's your week going?
It's been,
No, let's start with Bo. Bo, how's your week going?
Man, it's been good. Sometimes I don't feel as animated as I want to feel, ups and downs. But overall, man, it's been pretty good. I finished some stuff on my car, got the dashboard in. Cars seem a lot more like cars when they have dashboards. I've noticed that. That became apparent almost immediately. Got some other parts and stuff I needed, so hopefully I should be able to get some other shit figured out and get it mostly done. Whatever. Went to a rally, my first, it was an ARA event, American Rally Association event. That was really awesome. It's a pretty big event. Man, it was cold as shit, though. That was like some of the coldest I've been in a very long time. I don't know if we're going to make it, but yeah, we went, it was only 3 hours away, so we're like, screw it. And we ended up going up to Salem, Missouri. It was super, super sweet. All the drivers were super cool because there was like a car show before the rally. And they were just, I don't know, everyone was just super friendly, especially with Lincoln and stuff, which I was really stoked about. And he got a lot of signed posters from a lot of professional rally drivers. He got to meet Leah Block, Ken Block's daughter. That was really awesome. And she was really cool. But yeah, other than that, man, I've just been staying busy, hanging out, trying to get stuff done, doing new stuff. But yeah, that's been my week.
all right, with me then.
Okay.
All right. It's been okay. Not a whole lot going on. Watched the Oscars on Sunday.
Yeah, it was good Oscars.
Yeah, thought that was pretty good. Watched the season finale of The Last of Us. Really enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah.
Then The Mandalorian, episode 3.
Yep.
Watched that.
Mando episode 3 was good.
Had a great time with that. Been playing a lot of Destiny 2 with Chris. After he's done playing with you guys, me and him will play some Destiny sometimes. So yeah, I've been doing that. And that's really been about it, man. Not a whole lot going on. Bought some new shirts that are going to come in at some point. Some like Star Wars shirts and some Legend of Zelda and yeah, Spider-Man and stuff like that. So a few different shirts. So that'll be cool when I get those. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing really major going on.
Nice. Yeah. This last week, me and Jackson went and did that murder mystery.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty fun. I enjoyed myself quite a bit.
Yeah, you got into it.
Yeah.
There was like 3 people out of like the many that like really like got into it and stuff, and then the rest were just kind of like, well, I'm here because I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the I'm here because I'm here category.
Yeah, I walked from person to person trying to really figure out, what their motive was, who their character was, try to figure out who the murderer was. And, you had like a money system so you could like bribe other players to give them information that was off their card. Because it was like a round-based thing, so in between every round, you got more information as to who your character was and what their motives were for that round. So in between rounds, during every round, what I would do is I was walk up to everybody, say, hey, I'll give you like $50 if you tell me what you think about this person or what yada yada,
Mm-hmm.
Mainly the whole thing I kept doing though is my character, of course, was connected to Jackson's character the most.
Yeah, because you were a baseball player and I was the baseball coach.
Yep. And there was this, I kept thinking that Jackson was supplying steroids to some of the players, mainly this guy named Bobby.
Yeah. And you kept coming to me like, I seen you put juice into this other guy's ass. And I'm like, yo, that was not my backstory. So my whole backstory is that I'm worried that some of my players have been doing PEDs or whatever. And then because he came at me so hard like that, I immediately thought it was him. I was like, well, Kyle's got to be the murderer because he's coming and accusing me of making my players do steroids when my whole backstory is like, nuh-uh, that's not how I get to the playoffs. I pay off the teachers that pass them with good grades. That's my thing.
Yeah. How do you feel about rigging grades, Bo?
Man, I think it's probably inevitable anyway, so I say go for it. Some rich kid or whoever, cheater's going to cheat. So, I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. I by the end of the night, whenever we did the vote, everybody, like the majority of the votes went for me being the murderer. I think it was 7 votes and there was like, what, 12 people there?
Something like that.
Yeah. Like another person got like 4 votes and the person got like, a couple votes there. But I think I had a great time. Yeah. I ended up shaving my beard into like a handlebar mustache.
Yeah, you wore a mullet wig with it, so you just look like Triple H. That's honestly what you look like, man. You look like Triple H if he never decided to work out. Really, you just had the big frame.
Yeah. But did you at least have fun?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. I mean, it was better than just sitting at home. So
Yeah. Other than that, I've been getting into getting into Hogwarts Legacy more because it's finally starting to run good on my computer. So I'm playing a lot of that. But other than that, I've not really been doing anything new. Yeah. What about you, Jack? Anything going on in your life?
well, I installed that M2 hard drive into my computer.
Oh, that M.2, yeah.
Yeah, that M.2. And since I have that, I just been going oh man, what games can I just throw on my hard drive now, man? I don't have to pick and choose or whatever. And so the first thing I thought of was all right, one of my favorite games, Batman Arkham Knight. And as soon as I downloaded it, I couldn't not play it for some reason.
Yeah,
right.
And then once I got started, I couldn't put it down. That's just, that old chestnut.
yeah.
So yeah, in 3 days, I beat the whole game, 100%ed it, Riddler trophies and everything. And
Dang, bro.
yeah, and now I'm on Story Plus mode. Because this is how I play the game, man. The very first time I play it, anytime I replay that game, the first time, skip all the cutscenes. I skip every line of dialogue. And it's all right, I'm just trying to get through it because I want to have all my gadgets and stuff like that. And then once I get to Story Plus mode, that's when it's all right, I'm going to watch everything now. That's when I actually enjoy it I don't know why I do it like that, but
You need help, Jack? You seem insane.
I am. Yeah, I think I'm I don't know where I am on the spectrum, but I'm definitely autistic in some way.
Yeah, maybe. Get you checked.
There's I keep thinking there's no way that I'm not in some capacity. So
Just high functioning.
yeah, I guess if you want to call it high functioning. How'd you know I was high? No. But yeah, so other than that, kept playing that F1 2022 game that's on Game Pass, or 23, whichever one they have up there. And I played the Miami circuit and the new Abu Dhabi course, and those are pretty tough. Miami's a lot of fun though, because there's one part that's just one really long straightaway, and if you can get inconsistent with some cars and stuff like that, and you also have to play defense on that straightaway too, which is a lot of fun because any car that's behind you is using you to get past you for the most part, so you really have to be on your game, otherwise you're gonna get passed. But yeah, I wanted to watch Cocaine Bear, but I've completely gypped doing that. So yeah,
Gypped?
yeah, I gypped it.
Nice. Okay. What'd you guys think of The Last of Us as a whole. The Last of Us for season 1.
It's good.
It was good.
Really good. Yeah.
I feel like it could have been a 12 episode season.
Right.
I feel like they could have added 3 more episodes of them just encountering bad guys and having to get out of the situation. Because we never got the Joel hanging upside down scene, which sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a couple moments that I feel like, man, would have been nice to have this moment or something like that. Or just like have a whole episode where it's just like, all right, just a bonding episode of like Joel and Ellie. Nothing bad happening, just Bond episode.
Right. Or a whole episode where, like, during the game, there's a whole segment where you're underground and you're having to get away from a whole bunch of clickers and stuff like that and bloaters and just like everything getting in your face. We only really got just a couple little times where there was an infected. I would have liked there to have been some serious moments where they're having to get away from an infected over here, and like almost get through like a giant maze of stuff to get away from, a big situation where there's a lot of infected.
There were very few moments that like showed the teamwork that they had to do with each other, as far as like they gave one hint where they had a ladder just barely sticking over the edge and they're like, come on, I'll give you a lift up. Like that was the one hint of like their teamwork like throughout the show. And I was like, man, I would have liked to see like Joel having to like go into the water, grab the raft and bring it over to Ellie to get her across to a new place or something like that.
Yeah, at least have something where she can't swim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I feel like it could have been 12 episodes. There's more they could have added to it. What I would like to see in the second season is not part 2, but there's like 5 years between part 1 and part 2 in the video games. I want to see what happens in that 5 years in season 2.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Or just as the rest of the show.
Like how... What do you mean?
I mean, that's 5 years worth of content. You could keep on doing seasons. You wouldn't have to do it just in one season,
Because by the time the second game starts, Joel and Ellie's relationship is you can just feel there's just a tension. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you could definitely over those 5 years see what that tension was all about.
Yeah.
And how it got so hardcore. I mean, why it's that hardcore because of what Joel did at the end, but
yeah,
I think that'd be cool. Just their life in Jackson, stuff like that, or make that 5 years into one season, like Jackson was saying.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking.
Some time skips in there, Yeah.
I mean,
seeing Ellie get her tattoos and stuff, and
I feel like you gotta have more than. I mean, I say that, but the whole thing with Ned Stark, I loved Ned Stark, and he was only in there for one season. So
right.
So I don't know. I was gonna say like,
whoa,
that's like
they
played the game, but
Connor's never played the second game, so it's just.
I mean, I've read what happens in the second game, but that doesn't mean you should spoil what's going to happen to all the people watching this right now.
That's true.
You're getting some spoiler territory there. So.
All right, we'll throw a little bleep in there, explicit that out, I guess. But yeah, you understand what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I want more time with these characters. And I know if they go into part 2, I know that some of it's going to get like all messed up. So.
Yeah, because not everybody makes it out, but
definitely not Ned Stark.
Yeah. What are the odds Sean Bean would die in something? What'd you guys think about the new, or at least the first 3 episodes of Mandalorian?
Loving it so far. I watched them all, and then I restarted from season 2 finale, and then I watched those episodes of Boba Fett again, and then I'm about to rewatch the new stuff again. It's really good. I say it's the best Star Wars stuff out there, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That and Andor.
Yeah, Andor's pretty good too, but really Mandalorian, that's where it's
really
at.
Progressing the story. Yeah.
Mando is the top shelf Star Wars thing right now.
Wonder how that Ahsoka show is going to be.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah.
Should be a Rebels sequel from what it sounds like. So,
wonder how Bo-Katan's character is going to progress. I wonder if she's going to be his ally, or eventually going to be against him getting that. What's the beast under Mandalore called? What was it?
Mythosaur.
Yeah, I wonder if she's going to eventually ride that Mythosaur, or like me and Connor were talking about. I wonder if she's going to eventually use that as some type of trap where she lures people there, and that Mythosaur ends up, killing somebody or killing a group of people that are chasing her or something.
It could be.
Could be. But
Yeah, my opinion, I think that it's going to be like Moff Gideon is going to be revealed again to have escaped, because there's been clues to him, doing something, like not going to the war tribunal from what it sounds like. And I think that with the stuff that it showed, the scientist, how he and that girl were both on Moff Gideon's cruiser, I'm thinking that, yeah, he's going to come back. Because also, Moff Gideon's the dude that they were saying should have been killed for his crimes against Mandalore, because he's killed like millions of them. And I'm over here thinking like, yeah, they didn't kill him for a reason, because he's going to come back. This time he's going to be even stronger. And, because it sounds like he's the one that's been in charge of that sector. Because that's what like a Moff is like it's like a governor, more or less.
okay.
So that's why I'm thinking that he's like the main guy that they're probably going to have to defeat. So I don't think it's done yet with him anyway.
I hope not. Yeah, he's such a good actor.
Mm-hmm. But I did realize something rewatching season 2 finale. It looks like so dire for like the people that are like being attacked by those dark troopers, the main group. But at that point, the Mandalorian, he has the dark saber. So it's like all those robots coming through, he could have just chopped them all down with the dark saber, So I'm like, yeah, it's cool that who comes and saves them, but it's like, dude, at the end of the day, they really didn't need that,
Yeah.
So I don't know. That kind of ruins it for some people, but it's like once you realize that, it's like, okay. They didn't really need that to happen, but whatever. But yeah, really, really excited for the rest of the season. I think that Bo-Katan and the main Mandalorian Din, they're gonna like team up in a big way.
You think so?
I think so. I think it'd be stupid for them to like fight each other when they're trying to still take back their home planet from an empire, like, or at least the remnants of an empire. So yeah, I think them teaming up is a logical choice.
Okay. Huh. Sounds cool.
What are your guys' thoughts?
I'm loving it. I'm loving the way they're progressing the story so fast and not dwelling on just little parts. They're actually like, hey, we're already in a new arc of the show, just 3 episodes in. We're already in a different. We're not dwelling on, hey, it's taken Din forever to get to Mandalore and bathe in the waters. Like, no, that was like a 1 episode thing. You were already on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like how well they're animating Grogu this season. Him falling through shafts and seeing all of his ears waving in the wind and stuff like that, and
The flips,
yeah, they've really stepped up their animation quality, and I think it's such a cool show. It's funny, it's cool. It's some of the best sci-fi out there right now, I think. Yeah. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. I mean, like I said, it's top shelf like Star Wars right now. So, I mean, I say that I still haven't watched Andor, so. But, yeah, I'm really enjoying like what they're doing so far. I don't know. I want to see where it's going to go.
I really like that he got that N1 starfighter, because now it's like he can be in these like really good dogfights. Like he really couldn't do that in his old ship, so it's like gives it more excitement,
Right.
And they feel just as well like animated as the movies are. Like 1 for 1, they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
You think Grogu will say his first word this season?
Oh yeah.
Do you think his first word will be "This is the way"?
I think so.
I think it'll be Mando.
You think so?
I don't know.
Either that, one of the two. I think it'd be "This is the way." I think that'd probably be the best way to do it.
I really hope he gets a helmet or something. Maybe even a helmet that exposes his ears on the sides, you know, kind of like Ratchet and Clank. Those cool helmets, you know.
Yeah, I could see them either doing it by the end of the series, or like they could do like a future trilogy or like a future movie that's like set 100 years after that, to where he's an adult and he's got like a full set. I could see him having it then, you know.
Right. Because they live for a long, long time.
Yeah.
How old is he in like the first episode? Like 50 something years?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty gnarly, man.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine being an infant for like 50 something years?
So it'd suck. But that would only seem like days, really, if, you know. I guess. I don't really know. Time goes by quickly. So back to Last of Us. There was an episode in there where people were...
Second to last episode, was it?
Was it second to last episode?
Yeah, I think so.
Where
Cannibals?
The cannibals?
Yeah.
That had me thinking. I was going to talk about this last week when that episode happened, but we didn't get to it. Would you guys ever do that? Like, would you guys ever consider cannibalism if it was your last resort? And if it was your last resort and you were going to do it, what part of the meat would you guys go for?
Probably. And probably this what right here.
Some good old thigh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Cut me off a piece of that and serve it up hot.
Yeah, I'd probably go for the thigh if I was forced to. I don't know. I've always wondered like the scenario like, yo, what if I got in a car wreck and my leg somehow became amputated? Would you guys want to ever try a piece of my leg if I couldn't get it reattached?
No, I'm good on that.
Like, I'd be like, yo, we got some human meat that technically is legal for us to eat because it's my leg that I'm offering up. So,
well, we know it's lean meat.
My leg, yes. Very lean meat.
Yeah, I'm good on that. I don't think I'd be a cannibal. It really depends on the situation, you know, but...
So if it was like a Donner Party situation and you're up in the mountains and you're freezing to death, but you knew that the only way to live would be to cannibalize, you still wouldn't do it?
No. And then I'd just be food for people, you know, those that would want to, you know, and that's fine with me.
So you'd be the self-sacrificial guy that's been like, you know what?
Well, the thing
We're all
is,
gonna die.
I wouldn't just sit there and wait to die, though. I would actually be moving to try to find food up until my death. So if you want me, you're going to have to come and follow me around. And when I drop, then you can have me. If you try to go for me, though, I'll go for you faster than you go for me.
But what if you get him and then all of a sudden you just got a dead guy there?
That
Will you
doesn't
just
mean I
starve
got
to
to eat
death?
him. And that means all the other cannibals that are trying to eat me are going to eat that guy. I can just keep going.
So under no circumstances you're going to eat somebody.
I'm not going to eat people, no.
All right. Well,
The Donner Party is fucking gnarly, dude.
yeah, I
I
did.
learned a lot about it.
Yeah, me too. Like in fourth grade, I did a whole report on the Donner Party. Stuff was interesting. But yeah, I already have such a problem with blood. It would be so hard for me to freaking eat somebody, dude. Like, just thinking about all the blood that's coming out, dude, it'd be so much. I couldn't even do it, man. But you could?
Maybe. I think I could. In like dire situations, I definitely could.
Like an ear, at least an ear.
In dire situations, I could definitely eat a person. And yeah, I don't know. I'd probably just be like, yo, I have to eat this person in order to stay alive. I wouldn't do it any other way. But if it was like served at like a menu or something like that, and then like, I don't know, I went to a McDonald's in like a certain part of the US and they were like, yo, you want to see our secret menu, man? You look cool. I'm like, well, of course I'm cool, man. Let's see the secret menu. And then I'd see like, I don't know, like human meat on there. I'm like, fucking, how do you serve this human meat? And like, This is some guy named Mac, and we killed him, and this is now a Big Mac. Even then, I don't know if I could try it then. As soon as I found out that it was human, I'd probably puss out, you know.
Yeah.
Wait, that's man?
I'd probably be like, yo, man, that's cool with you, man, but I don't know if I could do this. But dire situation, 100%, man. I'd be like, yo, give me a Big Mac.
No.
I'm going to be looking for the first person in the group named Mac. I'm going to be like, yo, it's you by default, man. Sorry.
Now, what if it's like the Kingsman 2?
No. Like, if I...
In order to stay in a gang or get killed, and yeah.
Yeah, you gotta freaking eat a patty, like a hamburger made of human meat. Like it's nicely cooked.
If I say no, I just get a bullet to the head.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather take the bullet to the head.
Yeah.
Because in that way, you got real quick death. Starving to death is a whole nother animal, though. I don't know what I would be thinking if all of a sudden I saw a Big Mac in front of me and like I was starving to death. I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Just give me some food.
Right.
Yeah.
I would probably eat dog poop if you told me, like, if you eat this dog poop, you're going to last another 2 days. And you might make it. I'd be like, okay, give me the dog poop. I could probably, I don't know.
I can see you doing that.
See me doing that. I don't know. What's the longest you've ever gone without food?
24 hours.
I don't know. Couldn't really tell you.
I think I've gone probably maybe I don't want to say a full 48 hours, but maybe 40 hours or something like that.
Yeah. Wow, you're crazy.
Wasn't my choice.
Yeah.
Was not by choice.
I'm sure there's probably been days where I haven't eaten or I've been sick and it's caused me not to eat, you know, so I'm sure there's been a big stretch there somewhere.
Yeah.
You spot something?
Huh?
Oh, the way you leaned over, you're like,
Oh no,
Ghost?
Yeah, I fasted for 24 hours maybe 5 or 6 months ago, and it sucked.
Yeah. Not
Every
worth
second of it sucked.
it feels stupid the entire time you're doing it too.
Yeah.
I should be eating something. Yeah.
But yeah, that was the longest I've ever went without food, just purposefully doing it in my adult life, you know. I can't remember any time when I was a kid doing it.
And let me tell you, it's 10 times easier to fast if you have video games. If you have video games,
And
you can
cigarettes.
just veg out on that and not think about anything else. You can, as soon as you start to think about food, you'd be like, oh, we'll go back to this level. So,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they're actually, as a kid, you know, I did have a couple times where I had the flu really hardcore for a couple days. That might have been some of the times where I didn't have food for the longest time, but still, I feel like I always got a little of something in me, you know, just to, I knew I had to get
usually
some
it'd
food.
be like a piece of toast or something like
something
that.
small, yeah.
Chicken noodle soup.
Right.
A little something.
As a kid, I hated chicken noodle soup. I don't mind it now, but as a kid, I hated it. So for me, it was always toast.
Like Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Yes.
Toast is good, man. I'll fill you up.
You're right.
Cinnamon toast.
Oh man,
Cinnamon toast on a bad day is a good day.
cinnamon toast is a delicacy
Yeah.
here in the Southwest Missouri.
Yeah.
Before moving to the next topic, Bo, what would you do about cannibalism? Do you think you could indulge in a little bit of cannibalism, or what do you think about that?
Definitely, man. Definitely going to have to eat some people. I don't really think that's even in the question. Whether or not I want to kill people to eat them, that's a different thing. But yeah, if it comes down to it, the thing, the thing of it is that I'm going to have to cut up a lot of people, or at least one person very thoroughly, because I need to find that marbling. You know what I mean? Like, I need to find which area is the juiciest, or which, you know, I want to find out what the Wagyu beef of humans is, kind of thing. Luckily, I'll try to document all the stuff, like how I cook it, how it is, each body part. So that way humanity learns something from my experience. And so it's positive, obviously. Got to get that silver lining and cannibalism going. But yeah, I'm definitely, I don't know. I wish I could tell you the juiciest part of the human. Like I could guess something like that. I just don't think I have that knowledge. So I don't have to figure it out, but I'll report my findings.
Wow. Didn't expect that from you.
Yeah. Some of the things you're saying today are just blowing my mind.
I thought you would have been the opposite.
Right.
All right, what's the next topic?
What things what things do you think could use an airbag that don't have airbags currently?
My toes. My toes could use some airbags, bro.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've like caught the bedpost walking by the corner of the bed and just boom.
There's nothing like that, is there?
Oh man.
Especially in the dark.
The only thing that might be worse is like catching a Lego right in the middle of your foot.
I watched my youngest catch a Lego of the foot earlier today, and I felt so bad for him, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, smacking anything like from the knee down, like against a bar or anything like that, just really sucks.
Right. So how would you implement that airbag? Like, how would you get it to activate? Like, what would you make, a pair of clothing, like an airbag, a pair of socks?
I would just hope my toes would become airbags or something.
Huh? So you
I don't know.
Maybe
in my fantasy, like it's just like a defense mechanism. Like I don't notice it like in my head, but like my brain for some reason is just like, this guy is 0.2 seconds away from smacking like his feet against a bar. Go ahead and deploy airbags.
So what if they made some type of new like toenail like thing you can apply onto your toenails? Like, you know how ladies go and they get new, or you know, guys also do this, but they get new nails put on, plastic nails over them. Maybe those nails could have built-in airbags.
So I think your idea kind of fits with mine, so I'm just gonna say it because it's pretty much the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So shoes, I think, could use airbags, because if you fall a great height and then you can deploy your airbags before you hit the ground, it might save your feet. You know, something like that. You could do frontal airbags for your toes. You know, so when you hit something, I don't know. I mean, usually you're not hitting like stubbing your toe with your shoe on, so maybe like a sock variant of this. But yeah, I just think for the shoes, you know, like at least the bottom, if they could just pop off and then, you know, explode in airbag form. You could also use them if you're stranded at sea. Just pop them, and then
You'll be dangling upside down, but your feet will be up. Or it'll be your feet like leveled up, and then you bowing. And, like,
I can see people trying to like stand up on them, you know, just falling over. But yeah, I think it'd be fun. Yeah.
That would be fun.
the only person who can walk on water better than Jesus is Jesus himself. Remember that Wild Boy skit? Wild Boys needs to make a comeback, dude. As far as like they need to bring back those Jackass like shows, like maybe not Beaver the Bam for obvious reasons, but Wild Boys is a definite like we could do this again. We could do one more season of this.
Yeah.
People love animal shows.
Get the new Jackass crew to do it, you know?
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'd say bring back Pontius and Steve-O.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You have
Obviously
to
they're
bring
running it. They're running it, but they're also having the other guys do the crazy shit, you know?
So I just have a feeling that based off of the newest movie, that Pontius doesn't want to get messed up anymore. He doesn't want to get jacked up.
Yeah.
Why would you? You know?
Right. He was a lot of just standing around joking that last movie, you know?
Yeah, he was over like taking bumps. Like as far as what were the bumps that he took in Jackass? He did the treadmill with the marching band.
Yeah.
I remember he did that one. I'm trying to think of more bumps.
He flattened his penis.
Yeah.
That's for fun though.
Yeah, that's
And-
for fun.
And also the penis is a trooper, dude. It's
Very malleable.
yeah. It can take a beating. It's the balls that are cowards.
Any other airbag ideas?
The ideas I had were jeans that would deploy airbags around my knees, so that anytime they felt like my knee was going the wrong direction or bending backwards or forwards in the wrong direction, it would just auto stabilize my knee, and I would just kind of not get messed up.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
I bet Kamaru Usman wish he had a airbag for his cup.
Yeah.
He's like, I would have deployed that motherfucker like 4 times.
It'd be cool to have like a I don't know, a watch or something that you could deploy an airbag to, you know?
Yeah.
It wouldn't serve any purpose.
That'd be the weirdest.
You just pop somebody in the face with it. You know?
Hey, Jackson, what time is it? Boom!
Yeah.
But what other things do you think could use an airbag that don't already have an airbag?
Maybe some shoes and also shorts, like, so you can wear them like when you're partying and stuff, or whenever you're being crazy, and you know you might end up jumping off a roof or doing something gnarly, or maybe just in general. I mean, yeah, can you imagine? Boom, you jump off a roof, and then feet, boom, explode, airbags. You jump. I mean, you're still gonna break your knees, but you might get a cool bounce off it, and then when you land on your ass, then boom, another airbag, good to go. I mean, that's obviously super practical. But maybe things for just training tools in general. Maybe even for like electricians or something. Like whenever they're building stuff, they're like, okay, if you don't complete this circuit right, there's going to be an airbag that, you know, that explodes out of this thing or something. Or maybe for like surgeons or something, you know, like, yeah, it's like, what is that game called? Operation. Yeah. I just thought of that. Just, crazy stuff. Yeah, the airbag explodes and all the surgical tools go everywhere and stick somebody or whatever. Dang, I felt like I had maybe one more. I don't know. Shopping carts would be pretty cool, just to see, because you shouldn't be hitting shopping carts in the store. It's totally avoidable, and there should be some sort of consequence for hitting each other. But yeah, that might be it. I don't know. I can't really think of too many good ones, but hopefully that helps in some way.
Huh. Crazy.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Wow.
Squirrel feeders. For obvious reasons.
Yeah, squirrel feeders. Why do you think squirrel feeders?
Wait for the squirrel to come and it blows up. Nah, I'm not for animal cruelty. I just like to say things that are sometimes mean.
So speaking of the UFC, me and Jackson were talking earlier during the UFC fights. Who do you think would be like? Let's put together a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, well, let's kind of like go back to the beginning. They were inducting Anderson Silva into the Hall of Fame, and during that Hall of Fame, like, you know, montage of everyone like saying like, man, he's the greatest, and that someone says like he deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of UFC, and Kyle and I both were like, exactly, he deserves to be on the UFC Mount Rushmore, and we were like, who would the other 3 be though? We kept talking about it. What else did we say? You said John Jones.
John Jones, but like the regular Mount Rushmore, you gotta have
You gotta have George St. Pierre on it.
You think so?
I would say so, yeah.
You have one of the Gracies, maybe? I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. So it's just like the regular Mount Rushmore. You gotta have the first father
Yeah.
of MMA. So that
The one
would
that
be,
made it famous and made it a big sport.
Who else do you guys think?
Maybe Ronda Rousey, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
She made women's MMA really blow up. She was dominant for a while too.
Yeah.
Who had a longer fight streak, her or Cyborg?
I don't give a fuck about Cyborg.
I don't know, because Cyborg, she was in so many other like leagues that I don't even consider. I'm just saying UFC's Mount Rushmore, because Cyborg, she got wrecked in the UFC a bunch of times.
Who's the one I'm thinking of?
Amanda Nunes?
Yes. Yeah.
She's been pretty dominant, but as far as being the most influential, I would say probably Ronda
Yeah.
Rousey was more influential of a fighter.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
she
agree
put
to that.
women's UFC on the map, dude.
She made it blow up.
For sure, dude. I think you're right, Jack, or whoever said Ronda. I think
I did.
yeah, Connor. I think you're right. You might want to put Ronda up there too. So you might want to put Royce Gracie up there because he's the forefather of mixed martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put John Jones up there, right?
I'd say so.
He's the greatest of all time. Ronda Rousey, that's 3. Who's the 4th?
There was Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva. I'd be hard pressed to find a better 4.
I'd say out of those 4 fighters, if there was going to be someone that gets replaced on that list, it'd be John Jones.
You think so?
Yeah.
With GSP? Is that who you're saying? Or
I might replace him with GSP.
Would you replace Royce Gracie with GSP, or would you leave Royce Gracie on there?
I'd leave Royce Gracie on.
Okay. And you replace John Jones with GSP, really?
Yeah, I that's what I would do. I'd take that list and I would replace John Jones with GSP.
Georges St. Pierre. Okay. Huh.
And I might even take Ronda off that list if I'm being honest.
Okay. Who would you replace Ronda with? Maybe a Chuck Liddell?
I want to go Chuck Liddell now. Man, that's a tough one.
Okay.
Part of me wants to say... All right, part of me wants to say Forrest Griffin.
Really? Because of the Ultimate Fighter finale?
Because he's the first Ultimate Fighter champion. And he was the part of the first fight that was on cable TV that really blew up the UFC. If that fight didn't happen on cable UFC, maybe UFC blows up again, but maybe way later down the road or some shit. But that's what put UFC on the map, was that fight right there.
Right.
So
definitely helped take it to another level. Yeah.
I feel like before then you had a lot of like just hardcore fight fans that were like, all right, I want to watch the UFC because I'm a hardcore fight fan. But anyone else that was a sports fan wasn't really watching the UFC, or even, I mean, boxing was semi kind of big back then, but no one was really watching the UFC. But then after that,
I don't know.
Me and Connor were.
Yeah, we've been on that shit. Believe it.
Yeah, we were watching since pretty dang early, dude. Like, I remember watching that first season of The Ultimate Fighter, and yeah.
It was good. But like, I don't know, man. I just don't feel like he had the kind of career that you would need to be on the mountain, you know?
yeah, I
And
agree.
I don't think he's the best of all time, even one of the 4.
It was an amazing fight, but I mean, that's one fight,
versus
you know?
Stephan Bonner.
And it had a huge impact, but I mean, would I say that fight had more of an impact than Ronda Rousey did? I can't say for sure it had more. It maybe had equal to. And then I got to lean on the career then at that point.
Yeah. And even when I mentioned like the name Forrest Griffin, even then I was kind of like, you know.
We're very confident in that, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Because there's part of me that's like, yeah, Ronda Rousey, like, yeah, probably best female fighter, but I'm not sure if I would put her, like, if I had to put her in, like, you know, on the Mount Rushmore, I don't know.
So give me your Mount Rushmore right now.
All right. George St. Pierre, Royce Gracie, GSP,
Anderson Silva.
and Anderson Silva.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go John Jones, Ronda, Royce, and Anderson.
Yeah, I'll go with the same list.
And if I'm following my heart, I'm taking Royce off there and putting GSP on there.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
As far as most influential,
I watched all of GSP's fights, and they're all great, pretty much.
I watched, we were always huddled around the TV watching all of GSP's fights, man. Like, and Anderson Silva, and Ronda Rousey, and John Jones. Like, I've not missed any of their fights ever. And I will never, like, that's my Mount Rushmore. Yeah, I'm taking Royce off. I'm putting GSP on there. You probably should put Royce on there, but yeah, it's GSP.
Yeah, I'd agree. My poor man, Mount Rushmore. I don't know who would all be on it, but Clay Guida. I'll put him on there.
Okay. I would also put Matt Hughes on there.
Matt Hughes.
Remember how big of a Matt Hughes fan I used to be whenever we first started watching UFC. And I'd also might put Chuck Liddell on there, dude. I loved watching Chuck Liddell fight.
You're talking about just like fan favorites, like weren't the best, but like man, just like watching them fight.
A poor man's Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
All right.
They're famous because I love watching them fight. They've been in there for a while, but they're not going to be on the Mount Rushmore.
You remember
Nate Diaz for sure.
Nate Diaz. I had him in my head.
You got
Nate Diaz for sure.
Man, what about Conor McGregor?
I don't know, man. I feel like his legacy's kind of been tarnished over the years,
True.
Yeah.
He's had some bad losses, but so did Anderson.
He's kind of like our white Kanye.
In a lot of ways,
he's just fucking crazy.
True. But man, talking about electrifying though. Some of those wins are just like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. He was a shit talker too, man.
Yeah, Matt
I'd like to apologize for absolutely nothing.
so baller.
Oh man, he's like, you get a fight with me, you go home and you tell your wife, go get the red underpants. We have a payday coming tonight. Whatever he's saying, man.
Yeah.
He's so good at shit talking.
Right. Yeah. I can't believe Kamaru Usman lost and Leon Edwards is the champ again.
Yeah.
Or the defending champ.
Yeah. Crazy fight.
Yeah. And he did it by grabbing the cage and kicking him in the balls.
Right. There was a lot of that.
Yeah, it just kind of goes to show you, like, if you're in a bad position and grappled, all you got to do is just hold on to the cage, lose a point, and they'll stand it back up. So that might be something they'll have to change. Like, hey, like, it was your decision to hold on to the cage, so now you've lost a point, and we're putting you back into the position that you were in, and you got to go right back to your defense.
Yeah,
I think that's how it should have been, honestly.
Yeah, it's just that would have. Yeah,
I think there's certain penalties where that would apply, right? But it's just not for that.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I've seen some fights, where they have the guy on top has the better position, and then something will happen, they stand him up, and then they give that position back, maybe just off an eye poke or something like that, or
yeah, I don't know.
Bo, who's on your Mount Rushmore of UFC fighters?
Man, so a lot of obviously the people that have already been said, I was considering even Clay Guida. That's pretty cool that Connor said that. But actually the first person I thought of that I wanted to put on there, probably not in reality after I looked at his record, but was always one of my favorite fighters, BJ Penn. But he's Mr. 16 and 14, so I don't know about that, but I don't know. But I also want to be a little controversial. Some people say I'm controversial. So yeah, he's number one. Yeah, he's the biggest too. It's going to confuse a lot of people. Anderson Silva, I got to put him on there. Man, he was such a scary fighter back in the day. It seemed like nobody really wanted to fight him. And yeah, just so awesome to watch. And I'm pretty sure he has a pretty good record. I actually know I forgot to look up his record, but he's definitely going up there. got to put Amanda Nunes. That's my girl. I don't know her record, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty damn good. And then let's see, Mr. 26-2, GSP. Yeah, I always love GSP. Trying to think, man, if there's anyone else I would really. Well, that's 4 anyway. So yeah, let's just go with that. But like I said, BJ Penn, the biggest on the mountain. For no apparent and confusing reason, just because he licked his gloves. Gosh, that's disgusting, by the way, just thinking about that. Ugh, don't do that. Anyway, that's what I got. Again, BJ Penn, Silva, Nunes, and then GSP.
Huh. Crazy.
Think people will have beef with that.
I think, yeah, there'll be some opinions. All right, well, let's go ahead and move into, I think we go ahead and move into Yo Dude, check this out.
All right.
Okay.
Yo, dude. Hey, yo, what's up? Check this out. Yo, dude.
All right, who wants to get us started off?
You want to start it?
Sure, mine's quick. Yo, dude, check this out. The Dollar Tree has stopped selling eggs because they've gotten too expensive. Isn't that crazy?
Sucks to be Dollar Tree.
Yep. And apparently, from what it seems like, they probably won't be carrying them anymore just because of the egg prices. But in case you buy your eggs there, I never bought eggs there. I just saw that. I'm like, oh, that sucks for people that buy eggs there.
Yeah, I never knew that Dollar Tree sold eggs.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how good of quality they were. I mean, good enough
Eggs.
to be sold.
Eggs and egg, right?
Yeah. Yeah. These are diet eggs.
These eggs suck. But they're dollars. So.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, check this out. During World War II, like, anytime there would be, like, a special ops mission to go into, like, enemy territory, like spies and stuff like that, whenever they would travel there, they would wear these shoes where the soles would be backwards on them. So the front toe would be at the heel, and then the heel would actually be at the toe. It looks fucking weird as a shoe, but it worked perfectly for like any kind of missions, because anytime they get tracked, it'd just be leading right back to their base. So it was a pretty handy shoe to have if you were a spy during the World War II era. I said area.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is just wild to think about, man. That kind of messes with your brain a little bit.
They look like, when I saw the shoes, they look like Timberlands just with backwards soles on them. It's exactly what they look like.
Hell yeah.
That's wild.
So, Timberlands, if you want to get crazy, man, you want to introduce the World War II shoe, Kanye will snatch those up real quick. I promise you.
Wow.
Be like, yo, I got an outfit that's going to be perfect for these right now.
Dang. Wow. Yo, dude, check this out. There's a spider called the ogre face spider. Its eyes gather light more efficiently than owls and cats, and they burn out at sunrise and grow back at sunset.
That's pretty crazy.
Right.
So their eyes literally burn out of their head and then they grow back?
Well, basically, they have these little structures in their eyes that improve photosensitivity. They're not necessarily like burned away, but they're reabsorbed at dawn to allow vision during the daytime. So like they just like lose that little structure, and then they just reabsorb it. Like it burns out and comes back, burns out and comes back, like every day.
What's the spider look like? So you had it pulled up.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy looking. It looks like scary.
Okay. It's like one of them,
Cool.
kind of looks
Yeah.
like one of them banana spiders or something. I think it's what
Something
they're
like
called.
that. Yeah.
Cool.
Fuck spiders, bro. I've got like arachnophobia. If I see one, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I can deal with pictures and I can deal with movies and stuff like that, but in real life, if I see one, yo, get me to the other corner of the room.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan, man.
Kill on sight.
I've had a lot of bad experiences with spiders as a kid,
Yeah.
and they were not pleasant.
You want to know something weird though? Like, I have a different feeling towards tarantulas. You know, I've seen so many different people handling tarantulas that it's like gotten to the point where it's like I could probably handle a tarantula and not freak out.
Right. They kind of just look like cuddly friends.
Like, I've never once seen a tarantula go fucking haywire and is like, I'm gonna bite you.
Unless it's on like Harry Potter or something like that.
Well, generally, like anytime I see like a tarantula and it's like being held in a hand, like the last thing it wants to do is bite, because it knows as soon as it's bitten, there's gonna be retaliation there's gonna be some kind of reaction from whatever it's biting.
Most of them have probably been defanged, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
Generally not.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be pretty cruel to the spider, especially if. I mean, how would they eat? You know, they inject
Yeah.
through their fangs. You know.
Huh. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It just depends on where you go, but yeah, you don't want to do that to the spider, man. It's like the same as declawing a cat. You know, declawing a cat is literally like just cutting this part of your finger off on all your fingers.
But you want to do it to a snake. You want to take those fangs out of the snake.
Yeah.
I think you just don't want to get a poisonous snake if that's what your deal's going to be.
Oh, man. Bo, you got a yo, dude?
All right, yo, dude, check this out. Well, first of all, there's always so many different ones that are so cool. There's so many little tidbits of information, whatever. But check this out. Blue whale tongues can weigh as much as an elephant. Their hearts, meanwhile, can weigh as much as a ton and need to beat just once every 10 seconds. And it says like a blue whale's heart is the size of a VW Beetle and large enough that you could swim through its arteries. That's just so crazy. Like just thinking of the scale of things. I don't know. I thought that shit was interesting. Also, I'll throw out this other one, this little tidbit of check this out. When your mother was born, she was already carrying the egg that would become you. I thought that was pretty insane. I don't know. I just wanted, but yeah, go learn something. Isn't that crazy though? I thought that was pretty crazy. I was like, I have no idea how female bodies work. Like, like, you know, like I'm sure, I don't know.
Huh.
Interesting.
All right.
Good to know.
Well, that's been episode 78 of Crashing with Friends.
Bo, I'm so glad you came.
Yeah, thanks, Bo, for joining us this week.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me. I'm glad I was here. I don't know if you could pick this up on the video, but I've been a little stiff like the whole episode. So, but I made it. It's been all smiles from me. So it's been good, man.
All right. Well, hope you guys have a good rest of your week. We'll see you guys all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Crashing with Friends.
Podcast.